are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.
Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk, and now locked into the Life of Produk Podcast. This was an emergency pod because it's been a weird week. You know what I'm saying? I got Cuzin Damien on the line. What's good with you, Cuzzo? What's going on? Talk to the people. You know what I'm saying?
Man, everything is everything.
I don't even
waiting for the cold weather to kick in New York.
That's facts. You ready to break the Timbs out, right? You know what I'm saying? I knew you never really been a Timberland person. I can't really recall you wearing Timbs.
Not, the funny thing, I haven't worn a pair of Timbs in a few years, actually.
Yo, I got a fresh pair waiting. They waiting. It's sitting in my closet. You know how Batman look at a suit? That's how I've been looking at my Timbs. I'm just waiting. Soon as it hit 50 degrees, no, I'm not even waiting for 50 degrees. Soon as it hits 60, is a wrap. I mean, they're brand new. No scuffs, no nothing. It's lit. Yo,
I think I got to get a pair for this year.
Yo, it's such a weird week. I don't even remember what episode number this is. I think it's like 128. I don't even know, dog. Oh, yo, okay. So, is it safe to say that 2024 has been weird? Just in general.
Weird is one way to describe it.
Yes. Okay, I think this week, 2024 has been weird. This week, it was like the universe was like, any extra seasoning, let me go ham with it. You know what I'm saying? This is, dog.
It was just annoying this week, actually.
That's okay. So today's episode, for the people listening and watching, today's episode is called Super Bowl beef. But before we get into the Super Bowl beef, we need to address there's a lot of stuff that happened this week. First of all, Shannon Sharpe was on Instagram Live getting it in. He was getting it. Yo, all right. No disrespect to Shannon. I love Shannon Sharpe. I wish he was one of our uncles, right? I hope that when I get to my late 50s, I'm able to get it in like that. You know what I'm saying? That's why I've been here. That's one of my motivations of be hitting the gym heavy. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be getting it in.
Yeah, same. That's the same reason I was hitting the gym heavy this week.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because when I get to that age, I want to bong. I want to rock out, right? I thank God that the video only showed like his covers in the ceiling. We didn't actually see Shannon Sharpe getting it in because he's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Pause on that, but he's a very big. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. It would have been kind of weird. Like I never would have watched Club Shay Shay again. I swear I would have never did it, dog. You know, because he looked like one of them old dudes that sweat a lot. He looked like one of them uncles at the cookout that just, you know what I'm saying? You see him at the spade table and it's just sweat drenching. Like he'll be sitting in the shade. Yo, all right, listen. Boom. Scenario. In a multiverse situation, what if he would have went into character and during that he was like, come on, Skip. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You know, it'll be wild.
I think that would have made it more embarrassing for him.
Oh, man. Okay, I want to know who the Michelle chick is. Who is that? Have you heard anything about that?
No, there was some fans thought they found her, but the woman came out and said it wasn't her.
Oh.
But my theory is, whoever it was, first of all, I think from listening to it, I think it was a white girl.
Yeah.
But my theory is that she's the one who I guess got a hold of his phone and put it on live.
It could have
because
been.
You can't go live by accident. There's too many buttons you have to press before you go live on Instagram.
Exactly.
So it's not like an accident to do it. I think she did it on purpose.
You know what? I've only went on Instagram Live, I would say maybe like a few times, maybe like a handful of times. I'm not a live person. I don't like going to live. It's just not. It feels cringy for people in like real time to be watching me and me talking to people. But at first, when he went on live, I was like, yo, maybe he was just mad excited. Cause you know how you about to, when you about to get it in, say if it's a joint you wanted to take down for a minute. Soon as you walk in the crib, I'm not gonna just throw my phone, but I was like, maybe he was excited. And I thought about him like, nah, he ain't just, you know what I'm saying? But then
it's one thing if he had his phone in his hand and he was live and forgot to cut the live off and then went to get it in.
Yeah.
But nah, I think the chick did it on purpose.
What if, not to advocate for him, but what if he was just scrolling and thumbing through his phone and then left it like the Instagram app open, and then his hands just like kind of scrubbed against the button? Because they got the post, the reel, and live, all of that is in one button now.
It could be, but I think I'm sticking with my theory. I think she did it.
For that to happen, he got to have the worst luck in the world. Now, okay. To go off of your theory, if she did do it, she probably did it because he's a wealthy black retired football player who works in media now. He's in great shape. He might have had some joints, and she was trying to let the joints know, okay, Michelle is in town. What's up? Think about it. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. You know what I mean? That might have been a scenario. Okay, another scenario, all of the gay allegations, people have been questioning Shannon Sharp's sexuality. You know what I'm saying? I don't personally think Shannon Sharp is gay, but some of them pictures and some of his assistants or whoever them little dude was, it did look a little sus. Can we keep it real?
I've heard that theory going around, yeah.
It look a little, come on, son. Like, it look a little sus. Okay.
Like some people said that, yeah.
Yeah, when he, okay, you ever, okay, no disrespect to like gay dudes or dudes that be like down low, right? But you ever notice like a lot of down low dudes, they'll like do little stuff to slip up and forget to act straight. You know what I'm saying? You ever notice that? So
I've never seen this.
I've seen this before. You know what I'm saying? Trust me, I've seen it before. I've seen dudes that later on it came out that they was gay or they was bisexual, and it's like, oh, that's why he did that. When he got out that SUV and he was standing like somebody auntie, like she pulled up with, you know how your auntie pulled up with attitude and he was standing like that? Yeah. That's how and I was like, why is he standing like that? You know what I'm saying? Then I was like, nah, Shannon Sharp ain't gay. I was like, you know what I'm saying? Then when I saw him at the basketball game with the dude, he kind of had his legs crossed. The dude had like the dude kind of looked like Cisco a little bit. You know what I'm saying? The dude had like the little, you know what I'm saying? He kind of looked like, I was like, nah, Shannon ain't gay. Nah, don't put that on him. But then I started seeing other stuff, and I was like, well, you know what? If he is, I'm still a fan. I'm still going to support it. Maybe this was put out there on purpose to try to debunk that idea, but then it got real and he got emotional when his kids saw it, and then ESPN was like, we're going to fire you. I heard they didn't fire him, though. Thank God. But
no, they didn't. The people brought up the whole, because everybody brought up the Paul Pierce incident. But the thing is, the difference is, Paul Pierce did what he did on purpose, and you didn't. And Shannon Sharp's, you didn't see anything.
Nah,
it was only stuff you heard.
This is facts. Paul Pierce, man. Paul Pierce just woke up and he chose violence that day. He was like, I don't even care about this job.
Some people said Paul Pierce did that on purpose. They said he was trying to get fired. I don't know.
He probably was. I wonder if he got unemployment when he got fired. What do you think? You think he got like a package or something?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yo, man's just living his best life. You know what I'm saying? He's living his best life. I'm not even mad. Look, man. If I'm that age, if I was a rich retired basketball player and I was single, I'm gonna keep it. I'd probably be wilding, dog. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like I would business wise, I would be smart because I would invest my money because I don't believe in getting rich and then relying on the bag from other people. At that point, you could be self-sufficient. But I'm gonna just keep it real with you. If I was a rich retired basketball player or football player, we lit at the crib every weekend. Just pull up. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. And a lot of them do that, but they do it smarter. They keep it off of the internet. I don't think you should
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm wondering if there's like validity to the theory that he did it on purpose. Because it's like he was he's been around for a while. Yes. We've seen him to seemingly be a smart dude. So that just seemed kind of out of character.
Come on, Skip. Yo, dog. I wonder what Skip Bayless thoughts was on this. I wonder how he felt. You know what I'm saying?
As you mentioned it, I would like to hear what he thought about it.
I would love to hear his thoughts on it. I don't like Skip Bayless. I don't like him. I don't like.
I never had issue with him.
You know what? Okay? Here's my thing. Why I don't like him. Right? I don't like little dudes that's just mad all day, that have an issue with everything. Like he has like. If he didn't have the demeanor that he has, I'd be cool with him because he has an extensive knowledge of sports, right? But he has not one athletic bone in his body, and he just be talking like he could just get out here and just cook these dudes. And it's like, fam, what?
Yo, I think my thing is I don't have a beef with him for that because I'm a dude who's angry all the time, so I get it.
Okay, you know what? Respectfully, I am angry all the time too. I have a Hulk complex where I'll smile all day, but I'm green. Like if it takes one thing for it to come out, you know what I'm saying? But he has the body of a middle schooler. Let's just keep it real. Like you can't have the body of an eighth grader and just be out here thinking that it don't work like that. And he used to try to play Shannon. I ain't like that. Shannon used to have to check his temperature a couple times. Like on something, I got a ring. I got this. What do you got? You know what I'm saying? Well, he got a Jordan collection. Get out of here with that. Come on, son. Yo, we got to take a break real quick. Life of Produk Podcast. This is Cuzin Damien. Super Bowl beef. I think this is episode 128. We will be right back with the second segment of the show. Yeah, what up, Mr. Boy Product? We're now back with the Life of Product podcast. This is episode 128, Super Bowl beef. If you need any advertisement, sponsorships, interviews, it is lifeofproduk@gmail.com or corporate.ent@gmail.com. That is corporate with the K. I hope this is episode 128 because it's been a weird week. We don't even know. We don't know where we at with it, but we here with it. I appreciate the support. On another note, shouts out to my cousin Fly Ferg, who was also under corporate entertainment. She just dropped a new project, change of address. She relocated from the East Coast back to California. It is a smooth project. The project is fire. It is under corporate entertainment. Shouts out to my son that just produced my latest single, Say Less. It is on streaming. We're going back to Brooklyn to shoot the video either the end of next month or early November. We are putting in we put in a lot of work, man. A lot of people. I got to shout. My son's out for a minute, man. My oldest son is a producer. He's doing great. My youngest son is a ghostwriter, and he had a crazy studio session with one of y'all favorites, artists, producers the other day. I'm not gonna say because I'm not gonna mess his bag up, but that's what we doing. We rocking out. We rocking out, man. And they better not mess. Yeah, thank you. They better not mess up because I will cook them on the show. I will. You know what I'm saying? You know, my son got his first call today. He got a Beamer. He's filming himself as he should. It's kind of fire. It got the two-tone brown peanut butter inside with the leather. I'm like, oh, I see you, brother. I wish I had a Beamer on my first. I had a 93 Grand Am, dog. It was bad. It was leaking it was bad. You could tell if I was parked somewhere because it was cooling everywhere. You knew I was parked when I left. You know what I'm saying? It was dirty business. But yo, we back to it. Super Bowl beef, right? Okay, one more thing before we talk about the Super Bowl, right? One more thing I want to get into. Did you watch the debate the other day?
No, I only saw the clips.
Okay, so I missed like the first 20 minutes. Then I watched it, but I didn't get to consistently watch it. I had to like get up and move and do a lot of stuff around the crib. But your man Trump got cooked. He got cooked really bad.
Very much so. Yeah, very much so.
Okay, well, you know I'm in the South now. Here's my issue with it, right? I look at politics in the South how I look at college sports, right? Look, matter of fact, we're not going to talk about college sports. I compare the Southern Republican Party to the Dallas Cowboy fans. There's a crazy correlation because both of these sets of people have the weirdest attachments and hope I've ever seen in human beings, dog. I ain't never seen nobody in the history of humanity with an attachment to a team that has not won since the 90s. Now, I'm not talking bad about the Dallas Cowboys, but it's just facts. I think it's just facts. I think they do decent to go as far as they go every year, but they're not going to win. But that's how the Republican Party is for Donald Trump right now. It's weird, brother. Like, it's weird. He got cooked, man. Let me tell you something. Dude is like, how old is Donald Trump? Do you know? I heard he's like 70.
He's about like what, 76 or something like that.
Like
he's not a young guy. No, like he's not that much younger.
We can look.
He's not that much younger than Joe Biden.
Yeah, we can look.
People seem to think he's so much healthier.
And that's the funny thing about it, man. Look, man, he must got that Wolverine DNA for him to quote unquote get shot in the air and bounce back. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Well, my thing is this. I think the shooting was obviously fake.
It was fake.
And I think one of the other things I noticed from the clips I saw from that debate, it seems like he might be going, like, meaning senile. Like, this might be the beginning of that for him.
Oh, what's his decline, dog? There was one part when he was talking, he was like, I know people, I know good people, I know a lot of people. Kamala Harris.
He's not what he was a couple of years ago. No,
she looked like she wanted to laugh at. He looked like
she couldn't contain her laughter.
He looked like a toddler. Like, have you ever asked a toddler if they got friends? They'd be like, I got friends, I got a lot. That's what it looked like when they did that.
Yes, part. That's how he speaks, like a child.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he's like a real live. When he speaks at these any kind of rallies or anything, he sounds to me a lot like Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Like, he sounds like a total child, like someone who just is very underdeveloped mentally. Like, I don't get it.
Man. Yo, but it's sad that people are putting so much hope into this old dude who y'all don't even know how much time this dude got left. This dude is like, you know what I'm saying? It's wild though. It's wild. But yeah, like I said, he got that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
He got that Stan Lee Marvel DNA in him, boy. For him to quote unquote get shot in the air, which we know he did, and to bounce back like that. I don't know. He need to learn bring that to the hood. All right, listen, we are going to talk about why we are here today. We know why we here today because it's called Super Bowl beef. This was an emergency podcast between me and the cousin. We had to get this going. Listen, man. I'm going to let you lead it off. How you feel about all of this going on right now? What's your thoughts on this? You know what I'm saying?
I think what it's in correlation to what you were saying about Dallas Cowboys fans.
Yes.
I think at this point I've observed in pop culture, it's no longer a false narrative. There is just so much toxic fandom. Like, fan bases are very toxic, and it's like they love these people so much, and they don't want to hear anything that isn't flattering or anything that's not lining up with worshiping the person.
Yo, that's
like
fact.
They don't want to accept the person's flaws, any reality that isn't super positive. They just love these artists and think, oh no, they're greater than everything else.
Yeah. The stand coach is weird. It's very weird.
Yeah,
right?
it's just It's disgusting sometimes.
I like what you said, right? We're gonna break this down in levels, right? So before we get to the top tier level of celebrities that was talking about whatever, basically Jay-Z is being made as the bad guy in this whole thing, right? Not okay. Before we talk about that, don't you find it weird that everybody's targeted Jay-Z and said we hate him for this, but no one said we hate Kendrick for performing? Did you find that weird? You know what I'm saying?
No, only because what I've noticed in the last few years, Twitter, aka X, if you will, they hate Jay-Z on that app.
Yeah,
they really do. It's anytime a big celebrity gets into something, they throw Jay-Z in. Like when all the Diddy stuff, automatically, without Jay-Z doing anything or saying anything, people started throwing him in and saying, oh, Jay-Z's going to be next. They're going to go, I can't wait till they take him down. I'm like, what did Jay-Z do to y'all?
Facts. They don't want to see a black man win.
And I'm not saying Jay-Z's some kind of angel. I'm just saying, what did he do to warrant all this hate? Because everything is just speculation.
Yeah, exactly. I agree. I think what it is too, first of all, they don't want to see his Brooklyn dudes win. I've come to the realization of that because I do a lot of traveling out of town. And once you mention anything in New York, people don't like that. They don't like that. And I'm just 100% facts.
That's fine. And you know what? I'm glad you said that because it reminded me of something that I've been wanting to put out there for a while. And I'm just going to, since we're on the Jay-Z thing and targeting him as the villain.
Yeah.
A lot of this, it's coming from a lot of the Southern fan base.
Yeah.
And, the Southern fan base has contributed greatly to hip hop to where the narrative has been the South has ran hip hop for the last nearly 20 years, right?
Yeah, they have.
I think this move, and this is where I'm going to really try to attempt to educate people, but I understand if it's going to fall on deaf ears because people don't want to hear what they don't want to hear.
Yeah.
This move here where everybody feels like, and just to kind of just cut through it, Lil Wayne not being selected to perform at the Super Bowl in New Orleans when all the fans thought that was going to happen and wanted it to happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't that suggest that they don't run a fucking thing?
It does.
They only dominated music for the last 20 years. You don't run it.
This is true. And
if we're going to get to the real truth, we all know white people run this shit.
This is facts.
You don't, just because your music was on the charts and popping, you were popular and you dominated the charts.
Yes.
But you clearly, since this move happened and y'all are so upset about it, y'all don't run anything.
And you know what? That brings me back to a statement that I said a while back, and I don't know if you remember it, but I remember when I said the statement, the South is being exploited. And I said this a couple times, the South is being exploited. For them to get mad about that, it's kind of like, okay, imagine a pimp got his girl out there in the street, she getting ran through, she getting older now. She ain't 20 no more, she 40 years old now. She can't, that kickback ain't what it was 20 years ago. It's not there. He realizing, wow, let me spin the block and go back, boom, boom, boom. The South is being exploited. The South has been exploited in hip hop. The South was being exploited on HBO. I love True Blood, but we have redneck vampires. I love, you know what I'm saying? We have redneck vampires. Great show, by the way. Great show. Redneck vampires. I love The Walking Dead, but we have rednecks killing zombies. The South has been exploited now I would say and notice when that stuff started happening, this is when hip hop started really booming. And that was about for 20 years. See, when these people that run these industries implement a plan, and implement these plans so good, we just think a lot of stuff is coincidence. Sexy Red is not a coincidence. She's not.
No.
She's not a coincidence. Ice Spice is not a coincidence, but the one thing I will say about Ice Spice is she doesn't experiment with her sound and run to all of these different artists to ride their wave. She could put out a whole project on her own and it's still gonna do good. I'm not saying I'm the biggest Ice Spice fan, but I really like how she moves and how she does her stuff. That's the difference that separates her from other people. Do I like Lotto? I think Lotto's dope. Do I think Meg is dope? I think they're dope. But the South is being exploited. Hold that thought. We gotta talk about some stuff. We gotta talk about your man that told those presidents' books wasn't gonna help him. You know what I'm talking about, right? You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Birdman. We're gonna talk about Birdman. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yo, hold that thought. We're gonna come right back. It's the Life of Produk Podcast. I got Cuzin Damien on the line. Episode 128, Super Bowl beef. We'll be right back with the third segment of the show. Yeah, what up, man? It's the boy Produk. We're now back with the Life of Produk Podcast. This is episode 128, Super Bowl beef. All right, as we were saying in the last segment of the show, Birdman has something to say, and he was unhappy about it. And this is, I think this was him segueing off of what Nicki Minaj said. We're going to get into that, right? So we know, well, not everybody know, because some of y'all just like new here. Like, you know what I'm saying? We grew here, y'all flew here. Pretty much y'all was just born like yesterday. Now y'all think y'all know hip-hop because y'all make these TikTok videos, right? Birdman and Jay-Z, and it was all cool at one point. Everybody was cool. I don't know where the disconnect came in. I don't know if one person was feeling themselves, but I remember the first verbal shots, to my knowledge, was thrown from Birdman when Birdman said, Wayne make more money than Jay-Z. Remember that when he was on the radio in New York saying that? And then they had Jay-Z on it, and Jay-Z was like, I like Jay-Z because Jay-Z he seems like a funny dude. Like he really like could like verbally get in your head and say stuff to just like really take you there, right? So he was like, yo, if they want to see how much I got, they got to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Which I respected, right? Then, so he had on the line, they ain't got my lady money. Then Wayne came back and was like, look, you better get back your lady money, something like that. But the funny thing, in hindsight, when after all of that happened, they were still cool. Wayne goes to jail. Wayne money was messed up. Jay-Z paid his taxes. Like a real dude. Because it like, I look at it like, all right, if me and you cool, we rock, it don't matter what was said from this person, that person, I'm going to still hold you down because I see you messed up out here. Now, from looking at the outside, I'm pretty sure with modern day media, if Birdman would have put money up for his taxes, we would have known that. Nobody else put money up for it. Maybe they did, we don't know, but it was said that Jay-Z put money up for his taxes. Why is he such the bad guy in this situation? And the crazy part about that, it wasn't even his final decision on who got to perform for the Super Bowl. They put a list of names out there in the city. It was confirmed. The city has to make that decision. And we found out, I believe, either a top city official or the mayor himself of New Orleans is originally from Compton, California. So what are your thoughts on that?
I heard that too.
Exactly. So basically, to me, that statement that Birdman put out, we got to flush that in the toilet. It don't mean nothing. I think Nicki Minaj just put herself in a bad position with the statement that she put out. I think she
as
did.
Usual, but it'll pass. She does that all the time.
Yeah, and not listen.
This is not new behavior. She's done it before.
Yeah,
and it goes away, and then it comes back. It's just a thing that happens.
It is, and not to say nothing bad against Nicki Minaj. I think Nicki Minaj has had a great career. I think lyrically, Nicki Minaj is top tier, better than about 90% of the rap game. You know, right now.
Yeah, including the men too.
And I always say that. I get mad when people say she's the best female rapper. Why do we have to categorize her as far as gender when she's so dope? We've heard her outspit dudes.
Because we're divisive people. That's what we do.
I saw you post that the other day, and I like where you went with that. And it's about time.
Yeah, we just can't help ourselves.
We can't, and it's sad.
Like this other dude came on behind, and like he said, like because I reacted to his post when he was comparing two artists that shouldn't have been compared.
Yeah.
And I kind of said what I said about us being divisive. And he came behind and said, oh, can't we just have fun? I said, no, that's all y'all do is have stupid ass fun. I said, no, go shut the fuck up.
Yeah. You know what would be fun if we go jump them? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it fun now? You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think for her to call Jay-Z a house N-word, that kind of, you got to understand something, man. Where Jay-Z, and I'm not glazing this dude, right? I just got to give credit where it is. For this dude to be at where he's at with Roc Nation as an artist, we haven't got a Jay-Z full album in 6 years. We got him on the Jay Electronica album. He killed it. Every feature he's done since the 444 album has been top tier. I don't even think the people deserve another Jay-Z album. That's just me. But a dude that hasn't dropped the album in how many years. He literally owns the rights to all his albums and only 1/3 of one album, which he's going to get that in 7 years from now. For him to be in position to where he can go into a sports organization that shut down one of our own for peacefully protesting when there was multiple rape allegations from other players. Big Ben Roethlisberger, they said the dude from Pittsburgh, they say he raped a woman. There's been all kind of stuff that happened, drugs, alcohol, and this dude took a stand to make a statement, and they shut him down. For Jay-Z to step back into that organization, say, all right, there's money to be made, there's statements to be made, there's, a wave to ride. And ever since him and Roc Nation stepped into the Super Bowl, we've had top-tier artists. They had Shakira and J-Lo. To me, the Shakira and J-Lo performance was one of the best performances I've ever seen at a Super Bowl. That's just me. That's just me. We had Dr. Dre and Snoop, who brought out Kendrick, 50 Cent, Eminem, and Mary J. Blige. And I don't know if you noticed, people want to be mad because Wayne is not performing at the Super Bowl. Dr. Dre and Snoop are the only artists to perform at a Super Bowl that are from that city. They are. They're the only ones.
That's a thing.
So why did people are very selective when they choose their battles, right? They're very selective, right? There was somebody else that mentioned the I can't remember who it was. Somebody else mentioned it. But my thing is this, right? Did you see the statement that Lil Wayne put out about it?
The video he made.
Okay. Here's my issue with the video that he made, right? I feel like most of these people, Birdman, Nicki Minaj, all these people, I haven't seen, as far as industry goes, not one. Basically, we're in the era of Team Kendrick versus Team Drake. Can I say that? That you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I haven't seen.
Because that's what this is all really about.
Exactly. I haven't seen one Team Kendrick person come out and be like, "Oh, that ain't fair. That ain't fair. Wayne should have got it right." Now, I think it would have been great to include Wayne in something like that. But Wayne is Team Drake. Wayne is not getting on stage with Kendrick Lamar to perform at the New Orleans Super Bowl. It ain't happening. It's not happening. Now, I saw the video that Wayne put out. It was very hard to watch the video because he was talking very slow and he was talking very low. It seemed like he was high at the time, which Lil Wayne has. We've seen that Lil Wayne had a marijuana addiction. He had a drug addiction. He had a lean addiction. You got to think, Jay-Z don't run the Super Bowl. He's incorporated in it, but he doesn't run it. You got rich white people with old money running the Super Bowl, and they have the final say-so pretty much. You really think these people white people, keep listening to me. Now, I want to know if you're going to agree. White people will rather let the kid from the hood that raps social consciously about social justice and empowerment, they will rather let him perform so they can, in a weird way, feel empowered than let the dude who's been on drugs, on lean, who started gangbanging when he was a grown man. No disrespect to Lil Wayne, because I'm a Wayne fan. They will rather let this kid who made it out the hood, whose success story seems a little more positive, than let Lil Wayne do it. What do you feel about that? Would you agree with that?
To some extent, yeah, that's the business part of it. But a few things, because here's the thing. I'm not even really mad at Nicki for taking the position she has. Yeah. The only problem I have with what she said was basically just the house nigga thing, because here's what's wrong with that.
Yep. Yeah.
Jay-Z wasn't a house nigga when Dre and Snoop were up there.
That's facts.
He wasn't a house nigga when Rihanna was up there.
Thank you.
He wasn't a house nigga when Usher was up there.
I forgot about Usher and Rihanna performing. I totally forgot about that.
So how are you he's the house that, like, you can't keep getting mad because something doesn't go your way.
This is
like
facts.
When you don't get what you want, it's a bigger problem. It's like not everybody sees Wayne the way Young Money and his fans do. Because here's the thing, and I'm going to say this, and this is another hard truth that toxic fans don't get.
Thank you.
Names like Jay-Z, Dr. Dre, Snoop, Ice Cube, Ice-T, Queen Latifah, LL Cool J, Kendrick too, and even Drake too.
Yes.
All of those hip-hop acts I named, what they have in common, they have transcended far beyond hip-hop. Far beyond hip-hop. To the point where some people don't even know Queen Latifah and Ice-T used to even rap.
That's the funny part about that, because
Lil Wayne,
on TV.
Lil Wayne is a god in hip-hop, but in hip-hop. He has not transcended beyond. He does not mean to the rest of the world what he means to Wayne fans.
Nah.
And they don't get that, and they don't want to hear that. But that really could be factored into this.
This is fact. And I appreciate you for pointing that out. You know, you're like one of the only people I've had this conversation with, because most people are not going to grasp that. This is what, before we end the show, I want to say this respectfully. I love the South. I live in the South. But when it comes to hip hop, I stand on what I say, right? Southern fans need to understand that hip hop was not created in the South. I heard somebody on a reality show say Atlanta was the Mecca of hip hop. I don't think she knew what Mecca meant. You know what I'm saying? It's not the Mecca of hip hop. Hip hop was not created in the South. Hip hop was created in New York, but hip hop is universal. We have hip hop all around the world. So anytime a lot of these hardcore Southern hip hop fans hear anything that doesn't resonate with their ears or what they're used to, they automatically write it off. And that's one of the biggest problems that we have right now. You can't even
they good for that.
Dog, you can't even hear West Coast music in most of the clubs in the South. You're definitely not gonna hear New York music. You might might hear Ice Spice. That's it. That's it. You're not gonna hear Cash
like the
Cobain.
World is not Atlanta, and they don't understand that.
Thank you. Look, we got to wrap this show up. You know what I'm saying? Because I got the homie celebrity Chef Stanford waiting to come on next, and he bought food. So I hate to do this to you, Cuzzo, but I got it. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we're gonna knock out another Two Cousins episode. When I come back to shoot the video, we're gonna find a spot. We're gonna do an on-camera interview together, and we gonna probably knock out like 2 interviews back to back. We need to put that work in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm game for it.
You already know. I appreciate you, because it was Life of Produk Podcast, Super Bowl beef with Cuzin Damien, which I believe is episode 128. And if it's not, I'm sorry. My bad. Players mess up too. I'm out, baby. Gia.
You are now listening to the Life of Produk Podcast.